He's going to be on Dateline right after this.
Ricardo. Ed Norton lived upstairs from Ralph Cramden. Rhoda Morgenstern was upstairs from Mary Richards. Maybe the secret to great comedy is to have a great neighbor. Maybe the creators of Seinfeld were onto something when they gave Jerry a wacky neighbor named Kramer. Well, tonight John Scott has a twofer. Actor Michael Richards and the real-life Kramer, the man who inspired the TV role.
Oh, hey.
Most people know him as Kramer, just Kramer.
You guys should get back to it.
He's the offbeat neighbor always barging in on the Seinfeld shows.
Kramer. Hello.
When they hand you a Seinfeld script, it doesn't say Kramer blasts into the room, does it? I mean, you improvise a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Every entrance is different?
Just about. I came up with this kind of entrance because I had to fit myself into the scene.
Yeah. All right.
And when I come in, I got to really come in.
Does Kramer ever enter quietly?
One time when I was constipated.
Hey. Any luck? No, nothing.
The real-life Michael Richards is 44, slightly more subdued than his alter ego Kramer, but just as likely to lead some offbeat escapade.
Oh, how about the motorcycle shop? Here, we'll go to... How about a tattoo?
Yeah.
I'm serious. Why don't you get
Like dragging me into a tattoo shop, turning our afternoon into a spontaneous comedy sketch.
Oh, look at that. That'd be great. Yeah, something like this. You want to go black and white? Do color. Get color. I'm going to get color. We want color in our tattoos. Color? I don't know why NBC doesn't change its logo, you know? Maybe like a big horse, you know, like this or
Yeah,
something.
the NBC
Unicorn.
horse.
Yeah, the NBC horse. You know, you ride it. You can ride a horse. You can't ride a peacock.
Even as a boy, Michael Richards was fond of entertaining people, but his life hasn't always been a comedy. His father died when he was very young. His mother raised him by herself in Los Angeles. In those early years, he entertained himself by mugging for the camera. He learned then how to make an audience laugh just by making a face. He put that skill to good use at this L.A. nightclub with his college buddy, another unknown actor then, Ed Begley Jr.
And Ed Begley Jr. and I, when we were together, were always making everybody laugh. So people would say, you guys ought to get up on a stage somewhere. And we thought, gee, where can we go? The Troubadour.
The Troubadour in West Hollywood is where he got his start, so he returned there with us to talk about his career.
Your audience now as Kramer on Seinfeld is huge. But how many of those people do you think know about some of the other things you've done?
A lot of them are Remember Me on Fridays.
What's your name? You got a name, don't you?
Candy.
Candy. That's sweet.
There's a following out there for the character, Stanley Spadowski on UHF.
Spadowski, Stanley Spadowski.
The film UHF came out in 1989.
Stanley. You're fired! I didn't. Get out!
Now, these are all comedies. I haven't had anybody come up to me and go, man, I really loved it when you were playing that heavy on Miami Vice.
I go to all the trouble to think of a way to help you, and you say to me, forget it?
I can't do that. Why can't I just keep up my payments?
Because I'm losing my patience with you!
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Hollywood's top fitness trainer, Dick Williams, ladies and gentlemen.
His big break came in 1989 when guest host Jay Leno needed an actor for a Tonight Show comedy skit. Leno called his friend Jerry Seinfeld for suggestions.
He said, what about Michael Richards? And Jay said, yeah, Michael could do this. So Jay called me, and I did a sketch. I came on his show as Hollywood's fitness trainer to the stars.
Good.
When that sketch ran, Jerry Seinfeld and writer Larry David were developing an idea that became the Seinfeld series.
Okay,
Michael's Tonight Show antics convinced them his brand of physical comedy would bring the character of Kramer to life.
During the audition, while I was reading, I had a sense of the lines, so I just started doing headstands while I was talking. And during one of the headstands, I fell over onto a table, crashed to the floor, and just went on with my dialogue as if nothing had happened. And they were just roaring.
You auditioned standing
and that
on...
was Kramer.
In the spirit of Chaplin and Red Skelton, Kramer moves with hyperkinetic energy, tossing himself, sometimes literally, into every scene. Like an overgrown child, Kramer can't seem to stay out of trouble. Take the time he went on a trip and wound up jailed as a homicidal maniac. Or the time he lit his cigar and something else.
It's a good cigar.
It was when he got that cigar that he became dangerous to be around. That's right. Because then he lit his hair on fire.
This is not full Kramer hair today.
No, this isn't full. This is half. I got 2.5, 3 weeks to go. It's there. I'm just not letting it come through yet. But it's all there. I can feel it going. Ooh.
Then, when I was 17, I ran away from home and hopped a steamship to Sweden.
I think what's so refreshing with Kramer is you don't know who his parents are. You don't know his apartment. You don't know what kind of car he drives. You don't know where he shops. You don't know what he eats. You don't know anything about the man. Yet he's become so popular. There's a moment there where people can just go, I don't know anything. That's what we love about the character. It's a show about nothing and we don't know anything about him.
And the thing most people don't know about Kramer is there really is a Kramer.
The apartment no one has seen.
This is it, the actual domain of the actual Kramer.
In a 2-bedroom apartment on the west side of Manhattan, we tracked him down. The man who was the inspiration for the TV character.
In fact, they wrote the first 5 episodes right across the hall there.
Like his television counterpart, the real Kramer is a bit of a mystery. We're not really sure what this Kramer does either. He's something of an entrepreneur and an aspiring writer. We do know he's 50, divorced with 1 daughter, and he's a former comedian always ready with a joke.
Kramer's decor. I mean, what kind of decor does Kramer appreciate?
It's Kramer Deco.
Many of the plots on Seinfeld reflect experiences that the real Kramer shared with the guy who lived across the hall, the show's writer and co-creator, Larry David, portrayed by the character George.
All right, Kramer, that's enough.
Like the episode in which George hears of a miracle hair-growing paste from China and asks the man delivering his Chinese food to order it for him.
Do you speak Chinese?
The real Kramer says it actually happened.
Every time Larry thought there was some new growth, I'd say, let's go to the videotape. Larry would sit right there, and we'd compare.
A little bit to the right.
Now make sure you get this area here.
There is also a pair of binoculars next to the window in the real Kramer's apartment.
I spend a lot of time gazing out of this window, and Larry noticed that. I'd say, Larry, you got to see this.
The real Kramer says he's no voyeur, but that doesn't apply to the TV version.
There's a naked woman across the street. Where?
In one of the most talked about episodes this year, called The Contest, there was a very personal wager among Kramer, George, Jerry, and Elaine.
This is going to be the easiest money I've ever made in my life.
For those who haven't seen it, the goal was not to love thyself. Guess who lost?
I'm out.
I'm out. I'm out. I don't think I would have lasted in that contest either.
So while the real Kramer lives a relatively anonymous life in New York, across the country, Michael Richards deals with sudden fame.
What do people say?
There's Kramer. Oh my God, there's Kramer. Good tattoo. It's great, isn't it?
Well, let's see it up close.
The skull on fire.
It is cool.
It's great.
On an average Thursday night, 25 million people are glued to the screen for a Seinfeld episode. But it might surprise you to learn that Michael Richards is not one of them.
You really don't watch it much yourself.
No, I'm so critical of what I do because I always inevitably see more that could have been done. And it can drive me insane.
We don't see that in you. We don't see the intense side of Michael Richards.
You don't?
Not on the air. I mean, Kramer looks...
Yeah, that's pretty intense, huh?
Hey, oh, did I frighten you? I'm not crazy. I may look weird, but I'm just like you. I'm just a regular guy, just trying to make it in this business.
As an actor, it took Michael Richards 25 years to become an overnight success. But all those pratfalls are finally paying off. Just last week, he received his first Emmy nomination.
If they announce my name as the winner, I will be yelling from my seat. I won't even believe it. It'll just be me rolling around on the floor. Going, yeah! 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 That's all it'll be. I don't know. I just think that we did the wrong thing. I don't know if we should have got these tattoos. Man, when I go back on the show and they see this thing on the side of my neck...
The real-life Kramer is writing a book called Kramer Speaks, and Michael Richards can be seen in 2 new films, Coneheads and I Married an Axe Murderer.